Hi, this is Stefan from the Tao Lifestyle. Tao Lifestyle is a holistic and transformation approach that I have designed to help people improving their health, well-being, and brain performance.
Hey, and this is Pedro. I run a team of data scientists, data engineers, AI specialists, and marketing specialists in a telecom and digital conglomerate. Last week, we discussed about the benefits of combining two skills. Combining empathy, which is on the right-hand side of your brain, with data analytics, which is on the left-hand side of your brain. This week, on the contrary, we're going to discuss about combining two other skills, which are intuition, which is a skill on your right-hand side of the brain, critical thinking, which is a skill on the left-hand side of the brain, and how using these two skills make leaders become more effective.
So, intuition is the ability to understand something without the need of conscious reasoning. It's really the insight coming from the body through the right brain, and we often call it gut feeling or heart feeling. And intuition is linked to the autonomic nervous system, which the part of the nervous system that controls our bodily functions like breathing rate, heart rate, digestion, and so on. And it's really faster than conscious reasoning. And I really like a quote from Albert Einstein, or at least attributed to Albert Einstein, is the intuitive mind is a sacred gift. The rational mind is a faithful servant. We have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten about the gift.
What would have pleased Albert Einstein is that, contrary to popular belief, artificial intelligence is increasing the relevance of the intuitive mind and is putting it at the same level as quantitative skills or critical thinking skills. When we work, we are typically doing three kinds of activities in our daily work. The first one is repetitive skills. Repetitive skills are going to be automated by artificial intelligence in the future, and most of that will not be done by human beings. It will be done by machines. The second one is intuitive skills. Intuitive skills are activities that artificial intelligence cannot yet do, related to interpersonal skills, related to creativity, etc. And human beings are going to be focusing on this in the future. And the third one is quantitative skills. Quantitative skills are very interesting because half of that, more or less, will be done by machines and half of that will be done by human beings. And best results are achieved when machine skills and human intuition complement each other. So Stefan and I are going to give you two examples about how this happens.
So let's start with an example related to health and well-being. In traditional wisdom, intuition was really a highly valued skills. It was a way of surviving. And we can see in many tribes still alive today that they still prioritize intuition to take their main decision. And one good example about that is in 2004, there was the tsunami in Thailand, and there is a tribe living in an island not far from the coast, and they could feel that something was wrong. And they intuitively went up to the highest point of the island and they survived. And we know what happened to all the other people who were just lying down on the beach. But today, in our modern world, we can see a high amount of modern disease, lifestyle related. Many people have lost their intuition to define what is good or not good for them, and have kind of delegated everything to external critical thinking authorities like doctors, fitness industry, food industry. I don't say everything is wrong, but I said it's good to balance both, and it's not anymore. And I can see an increasing number of people are interested to go back more to these intuitive skills, and that's what a part of, at least, of what I do in Tao Lifestyle program is to help people redesigning their lifestyle to find back their intuition and be able to balance external critical thinking decision with their inner intuition.
And now, let me give you an example that comes from the business. A lot of very successful business leaders still make decisions based on intuition. Intuition is the body's own AI algorithm that processes millions of data points over a long period of time and has been trained over time to predict outcomes. Many CEOs still use decisions based on intuitions. That doesn't mean that they are ignoring data reports. That doesn't mean that they are ignoring big data. It means that they are balancing big data with their intuition, with their experience, and that can be very useful sometimes. One very famous example is Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was famous for making decisions at Apple that didn't necessarily follow what industry reports were saying. One of the decisions is when Steve Jobs decided to launch the iPad. At that time, all industry reports were saying that tablets didn't have a market future, but Steve Jobs believed the contrary. He probably believed the contrary because he had interactions with possible clients, with early adopters, because he had other data sources that he combined together with all external information from industry reports, and then finally he decided to make the decision to launch the iPad. And as we know, this decision paid off very, very, very well.
This video on the Whole Brain series, linking how critical thinking on the left side can be combined with intuition on the right side. Our next video for next week will be about creativity on the right side and how it can be combined with the left side result orientation to make leaders more effective. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.